There are some things that are not negotiable with God. Like we've been talking, the straight up gospel. It's not negotiable. It's the way it is. God said it, that's the way it is. It never changes. He said it'll never change. Not one jot or tittle will ever change throughout eternity. These are non-negotiables. If we are going to succeed, we have to make these non-negotiables in our own minds, in our own lives, in our own thinking. Number one, you will succeed. You will be fruitful. You will profit. You will increase. You will minister in the ways that God said you'll minister. Our fields will bear fruit. Our businesses will profit. Amen. It doesn't happen by being wimpy. One of the things that some of us have talked about is the difference between the way businessmen approach their business and pastors approach their churches. We've had so many churches where the pastors just say, well, you know, God's going to do what he's going to do. If a businessman approached his business that way, he wouldn't be a businessman for more than 2 weeks. A businessman, when he starts a new business, what does he do? He will not relent. Right? He must give it absolutely all he's got and then another 20%. And when it looks like it's all going to quit, it's all going to die, it's all going to fall apart, he's got to find a solution. So let's not say, oh God, you know, God, just work it out somehow. He said, no, I've given you the field. I've given you the flocks. And that's what I'm blessing. And it'd be great if a nice furry sack of money would float out of the sky every once in a while when we needed it. But I thank God it doesn't. Amen? We're just putting out our next magazine. In this idea, sick and tired of something not producing. So we've got 16 of us in there, one on every second page, every other page, saying we want you to partner with us. I don't know, we might gain a few partners, who knows? But this is the key. It's our field. Right? I remember when the Miracle Channel was started, and it was started with offerings out of the church, and you know, people were just giving to the Miracle Channel and getting the thing going. And then it came to a day when there's more needs than the church can meet. And Pastor Dick was praying, and God said, it's in your own house. It's in your own house. Now you've got to start those that you're reaching, right? They could start putting into the ministry. I mean, can you imagine a pastor who had to pay all the bills of the church so the congregation didn't have to tithe? That'd be dumb, wouldn't it? But look to our fields. Where is your field? What do we already have that God can prosper? What do we already have that's in the process? A lot of times we overlook that and we want to look at something else, or we look at what somebody else is doing and say, well, that's the trick, that's the key. Yeah, let's stop all this and do this. No, it isn't. The fields go through springtime, summertime, and harvest, and wintertime, springtime again, and summertime and harvest. They keep producing. And that's what God's given us. He's given us things that will keep producing. If we'll press in and have these non-negotiables settled in our heart. Then he talks about this angel, you're going to have to obey him. He's going to take you in verse 23 into the enemy camps, and you will not bow down to their gods. No compromise. Do not do anything according to their works. You don't do it like they do. You have a different system. You have a different covenant, and walk in that. In verse 25, so you shall serve the Lord your God, and he will bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of you. It's a non-negotiable. Huh? It is. I'll bless your bread and your water. He didn't say maybe. Right? He didn't say, you know, it's not if the devil doesn't attack or whatever. This is going to happen, right? I'll take sickness away from the midst of you. No one will suffer miscarriage or be barren in your land. I will fulfill the number of your days. I'll send my fear before you. There'll be confusion among your enemies. I'll send hornets into them. They'll flee before you. I'll drive them out in verse 29 before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little, I will drive them out from before you. You will have increased, and you will inherit the land. You will have increased. Huh? What are we here for? We're here to increase. See, you look at that, and that's where the fruitfulness is. We are here to make disciples of all the nations. We're here to train up leaders. We're here to form apostolic teams and send them out into the nations. And that's going to happen when we allow the fields and the flocks that God has given us to bear fruit. He says he'll rebuke the devourer. That's not a problem. But we have to tend to them. We have to look to them. We have to press them. We have to sow them. We have to harvest them. Stop cutting down the trees with hammers and start using the chainsaw. This is the test. If we're getting what God is saying to us right now, things will change in your life. Fruitfulness will increase in your life. If we're getting what God is saying right now, see, we're looking at a breakthrough. The whole idea of us being diminished, getting ready for a great victory. Things have to change. I want to see this Bible college with 70 students. I won't settle for anything else. I want to see 7 weeks in Asia become the next YWAM, only with one difference. When you're done, we have a job for you. Yeah. See, we want our churches to be the model churches for this country and for Asia. Pastor Maddie and I were talking yesterday. It has to become the model so we can plant in Bangkok and the other cities in Thailand. We've got to have a new model. We've got to press that through, guys. Fruitfulness. I'm so proud of some of you catching a hold of ideas to make things more fruitful. We're going to see a lot of changes coming up in the ministry. If you don't like it, suck it up. Yeah. You know, what's that? We're sending to Burma? Is that what you said? You got it, right? What you have, God's going to increase. Non-negotiable. Increase. I will teach you to profit. So in closing, how is what you're doing? Increasing the church, increasing the Bible college, increasing 7 weeks in Asia, increasing the English Center, increasing DD Coffee Shop, increasing One Way, the Thai churches, Baby Bloom Nursery. How is what you're doing bringing increase into Victory Churches of Asia? How is it bringing increase into Pakistan, Malaysia, Nepal? How is it bringing increase? Is there something else you could be doing? Are you focused on the wrong thing? Are you hitting the tree with a hammer? Or have you got a sharp steel? Yeah? We bought the Chinese chainsaw, and the connecting rod went the first day.
3 trees later.
Bang. Yeah, that was it, like 4 hours. We went back to town and bought a still. German made. So we got tired of that other chainsaw because it broke. The fact the connecting rod went in the engine within about 3 or 4 hours. So we took it back, and sure enough, when the guy saw us coming, he started laughing. He said, "Yeah, I'll give you your money back." Obviously, he knew that the thing was no good. So we went and bought a real chainsaw, German-made still, and now we are cutting like crazy. I've cut more in a couple hours with this one than we did all day with that other one. So we're really happy with that, and we found a 16-inch bar, which is really good. It's illegal in Thailand, but you know, they come with a 12-inch bar because that's all you're allowed to have, so that you can't really cut trees like this. But we do have permission to cut the trees, and so we just have to put the 12-inch bar on when we go out on the highway with our chainsaw. Nothing stops us still. Hey, they're all out there in the parking lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our trophy, man.
We just found out we just found out that we're going home sooner than we thought. We're extra motivated.
Like David said, there's none like it. That's what he said about Goliath's sword. There's none like it. I won that sword myself.